Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United transfer news daily and we're live today because it's bank holiday in the UK. Anyway, we're going to give you all the latest Manchester United transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. And starting off today, Jose Mourinho approves the transfer of Anthony Martial out of Manchester United this summer to Juventus. This is being reported by Tutto Sport, who are in Italy, and it sort of backs up a lot of what people feel. Mourinho undoubtedly throwing Martial under the bus on Friday night. As I said last night, didn't agree with it on Friday night, don't agree with it now. Look at the results of Spurs and Man City. A lot of teams, a lot of good teams this weekend struggled against those teams down near the bottom who are fighting for their lives. But it was the perfect play by Mourinho in many ways. I think it was the perfect play to the fans, the perfect play to the board to say, look, this is a player that's not good enough for me and I want him gone. The bottom line is, wherever you are on the Martial thing, I've been saying all weekend, he is not going to develop under a manager like Jose Mourinho. And that is a criticism of Mourinho, but it isn't a criticism as well. He's Manchester United manager, and we have got him as our manager for the next year, whether you want him or not. Now, I do, because I think he can win us the title next year. As mad as that sounds, I do. But the bottom line is, I love Anthony Martial as well. I think he's a fantastic player. But he's not going to develop. He is not going to develop under Jose Mourinho because Jose Mourinho is never going to give him the 10 games he needs to do well at Manchester United. So I think he needs to go for his own good. He needs to go for Mourinho's good. And if he wants to develop, he needs to do that. Now, the interesting subplot to this is that if he goes, who does he get? Remember, click the eye in the top right-hand corner because we did a show on this last night. If Martial goes, there's only 5 players we've got to replace him with. And we discussed that last night. But also, interestingly, there is a subplot to this that potentially the Manchester United board, Ed Woodward included, do not want Anthony Martial to go. They're big fans of Martial. They spent a lot of money on him as a 19-year-old when nobody else knew who he was. They're very proud of that. They're very proud of what he achieved on the debut. They're very proud that he was the outfield player of the year in that season that wasn't a great season. And they see the potential in Anthony Martial. They see him as a very, very good player of the future. They don't want him to go, but then you've got a manager who probably does. Who's going to win in that? And then the player who won't sign a new contract. I think United will probably sell him begrudgingly, and a lot of trust will be put into Mourinho. But Mourinho played a brilliant political game on Friday night. A brilliant political game because he came out and basically gave a big indicator to the board that look at these players, they're not good enough. Your Rashfords, your Mattas, your Martials, I can't win titles with them. Are we going to get a big transfer summer? And what will that mean? I want to talk about Rashford in a minute. TTX Production says Jose will not win us a title. But a very interesting development around a midfield. We know we need a midfielder. This is not being reported by any outlets. This is simply the United Stand. But bear with me because I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying put it out there. Sami Khedira, Juventus, played with Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid, 6'2". His best asset is aerial ability. He's just turned 31. He's a midfielder. That ticks a lot of boxes. On top of that, his contract is up in a year's time, which means Juventus will let him go this year for a smaller fee than let him go for free. Sami Khedira, no one's talking about Khedira to Manchester United. I saw a quote from him yesterday basically saying he has never played in the Premier League. He'd like to come and play in the Premier League. And there's a lot of things ticking there. Do I want Sami Khedira at Manchester United? Do I, Ek? No, I don't. No, I don't. He's injury prone. He's another, he's actually a Rolls Royce Fellaini. He's a lot better than Fellaini. He's good in the air. He's better in the air than Fellaini despite being 2 inches smaller. He actually is good in the air. He's tenacious. He likes to tackle. He can break the play up. He's quite mobile. He can play central defensive midfield and box to box. He's a decent player, Khedira, and I think 5 years ago he'd be perfect for the Premier League. But at 31 and injury prone, this is exactly the short-term stupid. I was happy about Schweinsteiger. I've learnt my lesson with Schweinsteiger, and Schweinsteiger is 10 times the player that Sami Khedira is. It's not a signing we should be looking to do, but I'm just putting it out there because it's a big possibility. In my mind, it's a possibility. It's cheap with the contract up in a year. He's good in the air. He's physical. He's 31. He's played for, and Mourinho knows him. Mourinho's played with him, managed him at Real Madrid. So keep an eye out for Sami Khedira. That's a very, very interesting one. Could we do a deal where we could see Dybala in return? Thoughts, Mark, says Ben Games. And I have a feeling that Neymar could be the Brazilian. Not sure about him, though. His attitude leaves a lot to be desired, says Gary Wells. At this point, I've had a change, and I think a lot of United fans have had a change of heart, that in relation to look, Martial's going to go, and I think it's the best if Martial's going to go, but I still think it's best for Martial to go anyway. Won't develop under Mourinho, who'll never be the player he needs to be under Mourinho. Mourinho doesn't like him, that's up to him, and Martial is better off elsewhere, I believe now, and that's very sad. Look, I tweeted it last night. Willian plus £40 million for Anthony Martial is a good deal on paper, but it's a horrific deal for Manchester United and what we stand for. Getting rid of a 22-year-old that we've nurtured since 19 and we took a big chance on, and he's got that potential. Selling him off for a 30-year-old is not what United's all about, but it could be what we're about with this manager. We'll have to wait and see. But if Martial goes, there are certain players we need to bring in, and you can watch the video from last night in relation to that. But keep your eye out with Khedira. Also, Edwin van der Sar has spoken about Justin Kluivert at Ajax. A teenager himself, thought to be one of the big talents coming through. Manchester United have been linked with him. His agent is Mino Raiola, and like Sami Khedira, his contract's up in a year's time. So Edwin van der Sar has come out and said, as much as we want him to stay and we think it's great for his development to stay here while he's young, we are powerless pretty much to stop him going in the summer because of the contract situation. United are probably the club that's been linked to him the most out of anybody. Mourinho spoke to him on the pitch after the Europa League final win last season, a year ago. Could that be a possible signing for Manchester United? He's an interesting one because he's not as good as Anthony Martial and he needs development. So it would be funny and odd if Mourinho lets Martial go and then brings in Justin Kluivert, especially when Kluivert's very close to the age of Tahith Chong, and I think Chong is potentially better as well. So I'm not all for a signing like Justin Kluivert, I've got to be honest with you. He's a very good player, but he's playing in the Dutch League. We've signed a player from the Dutch League before. We invested a lot of time in him and he was rubbish. His name was Memphis Depay. Why sign Justin Kluivert? Alright, he could be a brilliant player. He could be a great player of the future. But I believe Chong's better. And I think Martial's better as well. So it doesn't make sense to buy somebody 3 years younger than Martial to put the development work in when you've got Chong the same age. I don't really think Kluivert's the man to go for. If Martial's going to go, you've got to go into the area that Jose Mourinho likes, which is 27 to 30, top of their game, one of the world's best players. That's the only thing that's going to wash with me in relation to Martial going. If you're going to let Martial go, you get the finished article who is one of the best players in the world. That's the only thing. I don't want no kid coming in again, because it's your kid. If it needs development, we've already got Martial and Chong for that. We don't need to go and get anybody else. I'm Jose N, and Jose isn't going anywhere. No, so deal with it, says Pankaj. Good point. And Memphis is doing better than Martial, says A10. Oh, mate, he's playing in a pub league. He's playing in a pub league. And Tony Martial, yeah, Matthew Madden. Mark, why can't Martial go on loan? Says Amri. Great comment before I move on to the next transfer story. Why can't Martial go on loan? Very, very good comment. I'd be very happy with it. Goes on loan for another year. Mourinho wins the title, maybe goes, whatever. We don't know. Mourinho never normally does longer than 3 years. Martial on loan for a year, playing first team football, comes back. The issue with that is that would be good for Manchester United, but is that going to be something that Martial's happy with? Remember, Martial's got a year left on his contract with the option of another year. United have got to either sell him this summer to get decent money for him or get him on a new contract. Sell him obviously is an option. Getting him on a new contract and then saying going on loan for a year, why would Martial do that? Why would Martial be happy with that? Why would he sign a new contract and say, yeah, I'll go on loan? He's not going to be happy with that. He's either going to have to go or get first team football at United because of the contract situation. He's got us he's in a bit of a strong position there because, yeah, we can keep him for 2 years, but he'll just ride it out if he needs to. So I don't think it works in the context of his contract, but it could solve a few problems. I don't want him to go, so him going off on loan for a year and then coming back would be great. And we'd get development. And Mourinho maybe should look at that himself because somebody else can develop him and you can benefit. You know, he did it with Salah. He put Salah out on loan. Anyway, also Matteo Darmian, just want to talk about him, Matteo Darmian. Interestingly, I think he's going to go. I know Mourinho said on Friday that he won't go, but I think he will go. I think he will go to Juventus. It's obvious. Darmian just doesn't suit Manchester United or the Premier League anymore. He very nearly went last summer. He was kept on by Mourinho because I don't think Mourinho could get the players in he wanted. So he kept Darmian because it's better to have something than to have nothing. It's not been a very good season by Darmian. You know, he's been destroyed by League 2 defenders, League 1 defenders. He will go back to Italy. That's where he's suited. He's well respected in Italy. He gets in the Italian national squad. And another player that could be going Juventus. So there might be a bit of business to do there with Juventus. But I've got a theory on Dybala. I do like him. But click the eye and go and watch the video there. So Yeah, but I think Damian's definitely go. I'd be very surprised if Blind didn't go as well. Not even on the bench at the weekend, was he? Right, yes, do click the eye in the top right hand corner and go and watch the video from last night where we spoke about the 5 replacements for Anthony Martial. Remember tonight we've got the Skype show, 8 PM tonight. It's the Skype show where you can call in and have your say on anything you want. Sir Alex, the Martial situation, transfers, United, whatever you want to talk about. Skype Goldbridge, 8 PM tonight. We're live taking your calls. And remember still, you can email us, soccerboxtv@gmail.com. Soccerboxtv, all one word, @gmail.com. If you want to get involved in the United Stand, we've got United Stand's Got Talent going on this summer. Whether you're a business that wants to get involved in the United Stand, you've got some ideas. Whether you're an individual at a college, students, somebody my age, whatever, you've got aspirations to get in. We're looking for somebody to come in front of the camera as well. We're looking for social media people, writers for the website. Anything you think you can bring to the United Stand, get in contact with us. We're looking for, sort of interns over the summer that could lead to something permanent. So soccerboxtv@gmail.com. And again, like you say, you might be a big business looking to advertise. You've got, prizes, anything like that. Anything like that. But effectively, what we're going to be doing as well with the people who want to be in front of camera, you're obviously going to have to be good. You want 30-second show reels. 30-second show reels. Send it to soccerboxtv@gmail.com. And we're going to put you in head-to-head situations live. Your video will be live. And we'll have a poll for the viewers to vote who goes to the next round. So it's going to be a bit of fun as well. But by 30-second reel, I mean just 30 seconds of you talking about passionately what you want to talk about. Soccerboxtv@gmail.com. Get involved. Anyway, see you at 8 o'clock tonight. Thanks everyone for watching.